Hello and welcome back to the A Word and Me. My name is Alana and today's video is focusing on how to survive Easter holiday revision. I know up and down the country people are sitting their GCSEs and A-levels this year, and a kind of a given thing is that you have to revise over the Easter holidays. I have exams after Easter at university, but they're a bit later, so I'm not having to revise as much. But from doing my GCSEs and A-levels, this period is really gruelling and it doesn't have to be. So I thought to make a video on kind of how to survive it. So not telling you how to revise, but what to do to stay positive and happy mentally, and to show that the Easter holidays doesn't have to be a horrendous experience, that you can make it better for yourself. You know, it's not going to be the top-notch holiday, but it doesn't have to be that bad. So my first tip is to make a school day. Now I know this sounds really weird, but it's actually really helpful. So for me, I used to always wake up at the same time every day. I know it sounds horrible, but it actually really helps. So that means that you start at the same time every day with your revision. And then this leads to the most important thing, you finish at the same time every day. So you have a set finish time. So mine, for example, was always 4 p.m. and that meant that I knew at 4 p.m. this is when I stop. It kind of prevents you from stopping early, and it also prevents you from going, oh, I could do a bit more, I could do a bit more, I could do a bit more. It means at 4 p.m. I finish. And that's really important because that means you can plan the rest of your day from 4 p.m. I think the other really important thing is you have an hour's lunch break. That's something that you have at school, and I think that's something that you should have in your revision day, because at the end of the day you are kind of in a way doing a day of school, but your day of school is independent and it's at home, so no one at school would expect you to, you know, work for 7 hours straight with no breaks, and the same should be from your revision. My second tip is to make a revision timetable. Now I'm sure like all of your teachers, you know, bang on about make a revision timetable. I think it's really good, especially for autistic people like me, because it adds structure to your day so you know what you're doing each hour. The kind of detail of your revision timetable is really up to you, and depends how much structure you like, but I think they're really beneficial. For me, when I don't have a routine and structure, I don't really cope at all. So by having a revision timetable, I know what I'm doing each hour, and it gives me that kind of structure that I would have at school. My third tip is, at the end of the day, when you finish your set time for revision, have a reward. I think the biggest problem is you finish your revision and then you don't do anything with the rest of your day, and you just kind of feel that guilt, like, oh, I could be revising, I could be doing something productive with my time, and it's like, well actually no, you need that time off to have a break. It is a holiday for a reason. So I think the reward adds excitement, it kind of gives you motivation to complete your revision, and feels like you've actually achieved something with your day that's just not academic. My fourth tip is exercise. So for those with ADHD, exercise is a must-have during revision periods, because you are sat down for ages and you need to be able to concentrate, and no ADHD meds can get rid of that excess energy. You must exercise. But exercise isn't just for people with ADHD, it has lots of benefits. So exercise tends to get you out of the house, which is really important so that you don't develop cabin fever. Exercise is really good for your mood, makes you feel like much more positive, and I think by having a positive mental attitude it makes your revision better. It just makes the whole holiday better and you just feel like you've achieved more. So tip number 5 is to turn your phone off or hide your phone. The kind of obvious benefit of this is that there is no distractions. Tip number 6, do the thing that relaxes you. So mine is crocheting and knitting and exercising and baking. Do plenty of that in your revision period because it's really good for, you know, your mental health, not getting too stressed, but it also provides something for you to do that's productive after your revision day. So if you're not able to get out of the house and see someone or do something with someone else, it kind of still gives you something to do, and it helps calm you down, because I think with all the revision your stress levels can get quite high and you need to find ways to bring those down, and doing the thing that relaxes you is really important. Tip number 7. So the kind of dates I'm going to give you for this are based on a school holiday, but for university I do it slightly different because I get more holidays. So take the first 3 days off of the holiday. You know, you have just done a term at school, you are tired, you know, you need a break. There is a reason you have a holiday. There's a reason it's a holiday and it's not study leave. You're designed to have a break. So take one, it's really important. At uni, because I have 4 weeks off typically in a holiday, I take the first week off, and you know, I think your brain can get a bit stale from revision and all the topics and you just need that downtime. And then as well, I think it's important to take the last 2 days off of the holiday as well, because you've done all that hard work, you're about to go back to school, and it would be really naff if you've just done a hard week of revision and then you go back to school where it's hard as well. You just want another 2 days off to relax. Now the most important thing is, these are not the only days off that you have. I'm just saying these are the ones at the beginning of the end that I really recommend that you have. Tip number 8 is sleep. Sleep is really, really important. Too many times have I got to holidays where I just don't sleep enough and it doesn't help. When you're revising, you are essentially doing a form of school day. When you go to school, you need your sleep, it's really important, and the same as from your revision. At school, you are using your brain. When you're revising, you use your brain. For that reason, sleep is still really important. You know, you don't have to go to bed as early as school, obviously. You can push it back a bit, but then get up a bit later, but don't like completely sacrifice your sleep. And the other thing is that sleep is really important for your mental health. My mum tells me countless times, Lana, when you don't sleep, your mental health is really affected. And that's, you know, really true. And like I've said, for me, the holidays tend to bring down my mental health. So doing everything I can to kind of reduce how much it drops is really important. And for me, sleep is one of those things. Tip number 9, get out of the house. When you're stuck in the house, you're going to get cabin fever, same environment, same people, you're just going to go mad. So I think getting out of the house is really important, even if it's just to walk to the shops once a day or go on a 10-minute walk. That's something. You're getting out of the house, you're changing your environment, and you're having some quiet time. It doesn't have to be alone, it can be with other people, it doesn't have to be long, but I think the benefits of just getting out of the house are really important. In the holidays, I try and take as many opportunities as I can to get out of the house, even if it's just for like a 5-10 minute car ride, because it just helps me feel a bit better about myself and just gets me out of the door and kind of gets me out of my pyjamas. I have a really bad thing of revising and just not bothering to get dressed and sitting in my pyjamas, and that's just not good at all really. Getting dressed is good. My final tip is movement. So I'm quite hyperactive, I struggle to sit still, and you know, revision doesn't have to be something where you just have to sit still at your desk for ages. So I set a thing called a bum countdown timer for 25 minutes when I'm revising, if I'm doing like independent revision, and every time it gets off for 5 minutes I get up and I wander around and I go and do something. I think that's really important to stretch your legs. But I also do revision with my parents with flashcards, so they kind of do that for 10 minutes, and the going downstairs, going upstairs is really good because it gets you moving, which I think is really important. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope that you've found some of these tips helpful, and that you go and take them forward and use them, and that they improve your holidays. And if they do, please tell me, whether it's individually because you know me or just leaving something in the comments. I would really appreciate that, to see like how it's helped. And if you guys have any tips that you would like to share with me, that would be brilliant, and I can put them into another video or add them on to like another video. And I hope you all have a fabulous week, and if you are revising, you can get through it. It does end, and it doesn't have to be that horrendous. Have a fantastic week. Goodbye.